Hello everyone, it's Tuesday, and that means it's, wait a minute, that means it's Tuesday. Actually, it's Tuesday, and this is Marcel. I'm Marcel Gagne, and this is Cooking with Linux Without a Net, and it occurs to me that, oh, there we go. I think I've already confirmed that the audio is actually working. So, hey, listen, we should do like a theme. What do you think? We should do a theme like this. What do you think? What do you think? Do it. All right, you know what? I'm going to transition off of here. I'm already still in here at the moment, but I will transition in just a second because, frankly, I find really distracting to see myself on the screen here. But today we're gonna do a whole bunch of content management systems. And in case you're wondering what content management systems are, they're things like let me see here. Let's bring up a content management system. There we go, linuxjournal.com. Excuse me while I have a sip, and you can just, look at that screen for a second there. And I'm going to immediately transition off of here so that I don't have to look at myself and feel that distraction. So there we go. All right, so I've taken that off. We're back to the Linux Journal webpage, and this is a content management system. In fact, almost any website that you visit nowadays, almost any website they visit nowadays is going to be a content management system. Basically, it's going to be a way to provide you content in a way that's consistent. By consistent, I mean that the look and feel of the pages and everything on it is going to be similar or relatively similar on everything that you look at. And of course, everything is served up by a database, which means that everything doesn't have to be recreated page by page by page, which is the old-fashioned way of doing stuff like this. And it's also a way that you can search for content through the database as well. Like, for instance, let's go cooking with Linux just for fun here. Cooking with Linux. And there we go. The system will go out and search through the database and come up with all sorts of things that fit that particular search term. And that's all taken care of by the content management system. Now, historically, this particular site, by the way, runs on Drupal. So Linux Journal actually runs on Drupal. And historically, I have actually run a lot of my sites. In fact, I've run pretty much all of my sites off Drupal in the past. But as a friend of mine at Linux Journal, Catherine, you know who you are, is already aware, I went on a bit of a rant just recently about how annoying it was to do upgrades on Drupal. And specifically, if I go to, oh, wait a minute, I have Drupal already open. If I go to Drupal here and I take a look at, let me see, we've got news here, on Drupal and so forth, but let's go to build, let's say download and extend. If I go to download and extend here, there is a note, let me see, is the note there about the recent security problems that we had with Drupal? I mean, I could just click download here, but there were some security problems, and then you had to go and upgrade Drupal. Now, the updates on Drupal 8 and up have been rather complicated, and they've been getting more and more complicated as time goes on. And I'm not sure that I actually want to get into this in huge amounts or whatever, but it has something to do with, let me see, first of all, let's go to domains. This is, by the way, on my hosting site. I've created a whole bunch of domains which we're going to test things out on. I've got backdrop.cookingwithlinux.com because we're going to do backdrop as one of the content management systems that we're going to cover here. I have got joomla.cookingwithlinux.com, wordpress.cookingwithlinux.com, and drupal8.cookingwithlinux.com. Any guesses what the point is for all of these? The point is that I'm going to do an installation of a content management system using 4 of these guys. And in fact, if you go back to CMSDLs, you'll see that I've already downloaded the packages for these different content management systems. So if you are watching this and you want to see what it takes to go through and install one of these packages, we're going to do that. We're going to do that live, okay? All right, and keep in mind, since I'm doing this live, that there's a chance that, something terrible is going to happen. So be aware of that. I'm already connected to my MySQL backend so that I can create databases and delete databases on the fly. So we're going to do that as well. And then I'm going to go back over here to, I'm going to go back over here. There's, by the way, so that you can find these yourselves, it's Drupal.org. We're going to the .orgs for all of these. Joomla.org, WordPress.org, and BackdropCMS.org for all of these guys, okay? And if I go over here and you take a look at, let's go cookingwithlinux.com. The main cookingwithlinux.com site is actually a WordPress site as we speak. And it's a WordPress site, frankly, to be perfectly honest, because I had problems upgrading. Now, in the last Drupalgeddon, the last major Drupal security update that went up, I found that I went through so much pain and suffering updating all my content management sites that on a lark I decided to just upgrade and convert my cookingwithlinux.com site from a Drupal site to a WordPress site. But like I said, I want to take you through all of these, and let's start by doing that right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is off of Drupal.org, I'm going to go to Drupal.cookingwithlinux.com. I'm going to go to Drupal.cookingwithlinux.com, and there's really nothing there at the moment. And if I go to Joomla, and I go to Joomla.cookingwithlinux.com, Joomla.cookingwithlinux.com. There we go, forbidden, there's nothing there. If I go to WordPress.cookingwithlinux.com, so let's do that one, WordPress.cookingwithlinux.com. Actually, that one is probably going to blow up in some way, and then there's Backdrop CMS, so we're gonna go with Backdrop.cookingwithlinux.com. With Linux.com. Okay, so just for fun now, that's just for fun. Let's go back and do this for a second here. We are going to drop back down to the shell, and I'm going to make sure that my database is created. So in all cases, what I've done is I've created a database which is going to be for the specific for the specific content management system. So let's start just for fun with Backdrop. And the way that I did that is pretty simple. I'm going to go, I did it like this, create database. Let's go back, create database. Let's actually drop the database. Drop database, CW Linux, and this one is called Backdrop. Okay, so let's drop the database. Whoops, database doesn't exist. That's because so I've already dropped it. So let's recreate it. So we're going to recreate this one as CW Linux, and we're going to call it Backdrop. There we go. We've created the database. And in all cases, I've created a user which goes something like this. So I'm going to go grant all privileges. And this is, by the way, this is going to be the same for all of them. So I'm going to show you one time, but you don't have to watch every single, you don't have to, we're not going to have to type this every single time because we're going to do the same thing each time. So privileges, on, and in this case, CW Linux underscore backdrop .star. Okay, so all tables associated with CW Linux backdrop database. Okay, and the user that we're going to use is Francois, and this is how you do it, by the way. This is actually how you do it. Single quote at localhost. In other words, only the localhost version of that particular user is going to be able to access the database. Okay, that's the point there. And identified by I need a raise because Francois hasn't been paid in a long time. I'm not sure that I've ever paid Francois, actually. There we go. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to flush privileges. So we want to flush privileges just like this. Flush privileges to apply any changes that we've done. Okay, so we've created the database, and we've created the database in this case with a UTF-8 character set. Okay, and we've granted all privileges. In other words, read, write, create, modify, all that stuff to Francois at localhost identified by I need a raise. I need a raise is the password for this specific user ID that's going to be accessing the database. Okay, and then we flush privileges. All right. Okay. So now let's go to let's go to our domains here. So we are actually in the domains department. So let's go to Backdrop. cookingwithlinux.com, and over here we're going to mv public.html to old pub, and I'm going to create, I'm going to mkdir public HTML because I want it to be, I want to make sure that it's absolutely clean. Oops, HTML, there we go, public HTML. So let's go to public HTML, and there's nothing in here at the moment. All right, so we're going to go unzip, because if you remember backdrop, backdrop is a zip file, and if you want to download it, you go to backdropcms.org and you unzip the file. Okay, so we're going to go unzip, and this is going to be CMS DL's backdrop.zip. All right, and we've unzipped, which means we've got all our files in here. I'm going to move everything out of backdrop, so I'm going to move backdrop star dot. So there we go. So we've got all the files that we need. There's probably an htaccess file in there. Let's do an ls-a backdrop. Yeah, there is. So let's mv the backdrop htaccess file .htaccess and move it over here. Okay. All right. So backdrop, by the way, in case you are curious, let's go back over here for a second. Backdrop, in case you're curious, is let me see. There's my backdrop. There we go, backdrop. Backdrop. Let's go to backdrop CMS for a second here. Backdrop CMS, which is strangely enough right over here. Backdrop CMS. Backdrop CMS was actually created by some old-time Drupal developers. So presumably they thought that Drupal was getting just a little too complicated for simple sites. And by the way, this is the part that sort of drove me crazy when I was trying to do those updates, is I was trying to update sites which were basically front pages on the internet. I'm not going to show you my customer sites at the moment, but they were basically simple sites, you know, with a contact page. This is what we do. This is what we offer. So nothing special, but they've been created on Drupal for a long, long time. Now we've migrated from, you know, at one time Drupal 5 to Drupal 6 to Drupal 7 to Drupal 8. And then all of a sudden it's just a real mess to do any kind of updates. So I decided to take a look at Backdrop CMS to see what that would be like. So I'm taking a sip of my wine, and just so you know, just before we do this, just before we make this magic happen, all right, let me transition back over here for a second here, and just say, look, the wine for today, in case you're absolutely curious, is actually a Gato Negro Cabernet Sauvignon. See, Gato Negro Cabernet Sauvignon is what I'm drinking at the moment, and it's, you know, just a nice, simple, inexpensive Cabernet Sauvignon, which I got at the LCBO here, and it's a nice drinking lunchtime wine. Nothing spectacular, but a really good, nice, easy drinking wine. So let's get rid of my face again because it's annoying me. There we go. All right, we got rid of you again. All right, so let's go to backdrop dot cooking with linux.com. All right, backdrop.cookingwithlinux.com. Okay. Choose language, English. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's do that one. MySQL database name, as you remember, it was as CW Linux backdrop. That's what we called this thing. Database username, well, in this case, it's Francois. And the database password is I need a raise. That's Francois's word. By the way, you know, I'm going to get rid of these afterwards. So it's not like, you know, there's a big security issue here, but... But just so you know, don't save. We don't care. All right, save and continue. All right. And the reason I decided to start with Backdrop is because it's the one that started all of this for me. It's the one, oh, not Backdrop, it's Drupal. And this is supposed to be like the kinder, friendlier version of Drupal in the present tense. So here we are. It's happening. Installed Update Manager module. This looks an awful lot. If you've ever done an old Drupal install, this looks an awful lot like an old Drupal install. Take another sip of my wine here. By the way, if you are on and listening, please say hi in the chat window. Otherwise, this will be available later on for anybody who isn't watching live. And I realize sometimes it's hard to sneak out at lunchtime to do this, but it will be available later on. So install standard. All right. Okay. We're going to call this, this is the Backdrop CMS Cooking with Linux site. All right. That's what we're going to call it. Primary username. Oh, let's go with Francois again. Email address, Francois at cookingwithlinux.com. All right, Francois, and our new password is going to be, oh, I don't know, secret. I know, it's a poor password, secret. I'm getting rid of all this afterwards. You know that, right? Oh, apparently they don't. Oh, they do match. They do match. All right. All right. Server settings. Yeah, sure. What the heck, America, New York. Save and continue. Let's do this. Don't save. Let's do this. All right, save and continue. It's happening, it's happening. Something's happening in the background. Databases are being updated, all sorts of wonderful and exciting things like that. Hi, Catherine, good to have you on board. Transferring data, there we go. Welcome to your Backdrop CMS Cooking with Linux site. Well, okay, there's a red circle at the top. Let's take a look and see what that does. Let's see, what does it do? What does it do? It is telling me that, what? Convert existing tables. Didn't I create a UTF? All right, fine. Upgrade database to 4-byte UTF-8. Collecting list of tables, converting database. I thought I created a UTF-8 database. Did I not create that? You guys were watching. What did I do? Did I not do this? All right, doesn't matter. Cache bootstrap, going through, doing its thing. All right, listen, while that's happening over there, let's go back over here and let me see. Did we create a database? Did I create a database for, did I create a database? Create database, CW Linux, WordPress, Drupal 8. Oh, it's called Drupal 8. Okay, it's called Drupal 8. All right. What about domains? And I created ls. Okay, cool. All right, we're good so far. Let's go back and see how we're doing with our database conversions. All right, we're still waiting for our database conversions here. We're still waiting for our database conversions. Oh, I'm looking over at another screen in case you're wondering what the pause here is. I'm looking over at the other screen, and we're still waiting for this converting database history. All right, menu router. Oh, that's, my goodness, we're going through everything. Maybe I should have just ignored that for the beginning there. Okay, so this is going to be, excuse me for a second here. Remember, this is live, so I'm making mistakes as I go along here. So, are you one of those people who, just can't type your password and talk at the same time? Because I am definitely one of those. It's like, how does anybody do that? Okay, and let's take a look here. Where are we? There is a Drupal 8. Yeah, okay, so that's already created. All right, so we're good. We're calling it Drupal8.cookingwithlinux.com. All right, so let's go back and see how we're doing there. Converting databases. Are we not done yet? All right, so let's go over here, and we're going to do, this is actually Drupal8.cookingwithlinux.com, okay? So, forbidden access over there as well. While we're waiting for the databases to go update, let's go over here and, let's go over here, and we're going to go to Drupal8.cookingwithlinux.com public HTML, all right? And that I happen to know, if we do an ls and we go CMS DLs, what do we got? That is actually called Drupal851. It's a tar gz file. So let's go tar-xzvf CMS blah blah DRU blah blah, and there we go. Same idea here. It's expanding in the same way. Now, updates are going to be vastly different here, but we are actually installing from a tarball. There are multiple ways. This is actually one of the annoying things at the moment, but there are multiple ways to install Drupal, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way from a tarball. So what we're going to do now is we're going to MV everything in Drupal, and we're going to move it back in here. I know there are better ways to do this, but Drupal.ht, and we're going to move that over here. Okay, so I think we're ready for this one here. I think we are ready for this one. Let's go back and see how we're doing. All right, good. Upgraded all 54. All right, let's go back to our home, and let's go back to our first post and see what it's like to edit a post on here. Let's go say edit. We're not going to do anything really fancy here. Your first post. I'm going to change the title to your first post. Exciting, isn't it? And we're going to change this to, it was a, let me see, it was a dark and stormy CMS. All right, there we go. It was a dark and stormy CMS, browse, formatting options, all that stuff. Let's just say save. There we go. So that's actually fairly simple to do. Let's go and take a look at things like themes. Let's change the appearance of the site and we'll do themes there. By the way, if you have a question and you're on, don't be shy, ask away. Install new themes. Let's go install new themes. Let's see what that's working here, because we have like the basic themes. We have the Bartik theme, which is the classic one. Basis is obviously the backdrop CMS default site. Let's go to install new themes here and see what we've got. Okay. Well, this is kind of neat. This is kind of neat, except that there are no pictures. There are no pictures here. Some are fun. There should be pictures. There should be some way to do that. Let's add to installation queue. Some are fun, and I don't know. Let's do Zerb Foundation. Sure, why not? Add to installation queue. What do we do next? Aha! Installation queue, 2 themes. Let's click install and see what happens. Install. Sure, perform updates. Why not? I'm the only one on right now, so we're not going to worry about going into... excuse me while I sip my wine here. We're not going to go into any kind of a maintenance mode to do this. All right, so we have our themes. We have our themes. And let's go back to list themes here. We were installing them. Do we have our themes? Where are themes? Install new themes? List themes? Oh, Summer Fun hasn't been installed yet. All right. Install Summer Fun. Install. You're about to install Summer Fun. Summer Fun. La 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 la. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's Summer Fun. Okay, let's see how that works. Enable and set default. Let's enable and set default. And let's take a look at our new and exciting theme. Let's go back. Now, this is still the administration theme. It does point that out. Please note that the administration theme is still set to 7. So that doesn't look any different, but let's go up here and take a look at that. And there you go. We have a brand new... how difficult is it to add a picture to this? Let's just take a look here and see if there's anything built into this to add a picture. Let me see. Image. Browse. All right, let's browse and say pictures here, and we're gonna go and we're gonna go I don't know, Slackware, and we're gonna go Slackware, and we're gonna say open, and I'm gonna insert the picture. I realize that that's not the picture for this, but okay, let's take a look. How does that look? Save. There we go. And we've got a picture. Your first post. Exciting, isn't it? And there's a picture. It was a dark and stormy CMS. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's move on to our Drupal install, shall we? All right, let's go to the Drupal install. You remember what that was like. You can go back and take a look at it afterwards. Clifford, nice to see you. Motor City. Motor City in the D. Love to have you. All right, let's go to, oh, where are we? Are we in the right place? Yes, we're in the right place. All right, so let's go back up to our browser and let's go and do a reload here. And theoretically, we should be at the install screen, and we are. Does that look similar? Does that look a little teeny bit similar? Let's say save and continue. I'm going to say standard, and MySQL database name is CW Linux, and it's not backdrop in this case. It's Drupal 8. And database username is going to be Francois again. And Francois, who hasn't had a raise in forever, I need a raise. I don't think I've ever paid that guy in all the years that I've had him working for me. He's never, don't save. All right, save and continue. All right, you remember what that was like for backdrop? So backdrop is supposed to be the easier, friendlier version, or a newer, easier, friendlier version for people that don't want the massive complexity of the current incarnation of Drupal. All right, by the way, if you are online and you do have some questions, I'm looking at you on the screen there. Feel free to ask those questions, and I'll see if I can insert those in the system here. Excuse me while I have another sip here while this is installing. You know what? While this is installing, instead of waiting for the whole thing to happen here, let's go here and I believe let's go to Joomla, and then we'll take a look at the Joomla install, shall we? And let's go public HTML and put up CMS DLs. Joomla is a tar GZ as well. Okay, so tar-xzvf. I haven't done a Joomla install in ages. This should be good for a laugh because I actually, honestly, don't really remember. The whole thing expands in the folder. Interesting. All right, so let's go over here and once more and go. Let's go to WordPress. And WordPress is a zip file, if I remember correctly. Let's go public HTML and CMS, DLs, and no, WordPress is a tar GZ as well. Okay, so tar-xz vf CMS, DLs, WordPress, and okay, and that one's in the WordPress folder. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I've done with the Drupal and backdrop CMS. I'm going to move everything out of there. Sorry, ls-a WordPress, what's still in there? Oh, nothing's in the WordPress folder. No htaccess file, nothing of the sort. All right, so let's go back. How are we doing there? We're still installing. All right, fine, be that way. Let's go with Joomla. Let's start the Joomla while we wait for that, okay? All right, so this is very different. This is a very different install. All right, let me see. So site name, let's call this Joomla. Cooking with Linux. All right, description, a Joomla site. What do you want? All right, great. Email. All right, that's Francois at cookingwithlinux.com. And username, Francois. And this is the database connection. Hang on a second, is this the database? For super user account. Is that the same thing? Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done a Joomla install, so I'm not sure what this one is. All right, let's go back. How are we doing with installing Drupal here? We are almost there. Let's wait until Drupal is done, shall we? Shall we wait until Drupal is done? All right, I'm gonna have another sip of wine here. Excuse me for a second. The Gato Negro awaits. So what did you have for lunch? I had a wrap, a avocado and hummus wrap with cheese and sriracha sauce. Sriracha? Is that pronounced sriracha or sriracha? I don't know. Somebody maybe can tell me that. Sriracha. It's spelled sriracha. I know. I could Google it. All right, we're still waiting there. All right, let's click. Actually, let's just wait because I don't want to confuse them too much here. Let's just wait. So, okay, so normally, what would happen in real life is that, if this was not a live thing, I would edit this whole part out because it takes like too long. There we go. Drupal site name, Drupal 8 Cooking with Linux. And site email address, again, Francois at cookingwithlinux.com. And we're going to say Francois is our admin, and there's his admin email address. Default country, let's say Canada. Okay, so this is something that was not being asked in the other one. Default time zone, Paris. That's a default time zone for Canada. Come on. What about Toronto? Do we have Toronto there somewhere? Toronto. There's no Toronto. Seriously? Indian? All right. Budapest, Australia, Atlantic. All right. Why are you not picking this up when I just type it? Tokyo, Arctic, Antarctica. There we go. Holy cow. All right. Toronto. There we go. Save and continue. Let's continue. And no, don't bother saving that one either. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to edit our first post. I'm going to try to insert an image and see what that looks like. And we'll see what happens. I'll just reinsert the same one that I had before, which is the... Okay, welcome to Drupal 8, Cooking with Linux. Congratulations, you installed Drupal. Reports. Anything odd or unusual here? It doesn't look like it's complaining about my database. Let's just say recent log messages here, or actually let's do a status report. Let's go with a status report. And one error. What's the error that we've got here? What is the error? We have one error there as well. However, it wasn't marked trusted host settings. It's not configured in settings PHP. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm not going to worry about that one right now. That was not something that was mentioned in the backdrop CMS, so that did not happen in the backdrop CMS. And of course, there's no red flag up here, which I think is really kind of cool. I think that was a neat thing in the backdrop CMS, because if you remember, there was that little red button up there. Oh, and so let's go back and take a look at our status report here. And just for the fun of it, let's go to appearance and let's see if I can change this easily. Uninstalled themes. Excuse me. Install new theme. Install new theme. Let's take a look. Aha! Aha! Notice the difference here. Okay, so over in the backdrop CMS, there was actually a whole list of themes that you can install. Apparently here I need to install from URL or nowhere to look, or have a some kind of tar GZ bundle or GZ bundle if you prefer, that I can install from, but there's no list of themes that I can go and take a look at. I can take a look at themes on Drupal.org. Presumably, let's open a link to the new tab there. And of course, I have to search based on all these different things. This is actually one of those places where Backdrop CMS is already a lot nicer in the way that it does things. So let's go back to the site. Let's go back to the main site, and let's just take that first post there. Where's my first post? Where's my first post? Welcome to Drupal 8 Cooking with Linux. Add content. So let's add content. We'll add an article, and so it doesn't give me a first post. So this. My first post, and we'll add an image like we did with the other one. Browse, and I'm going to say I think no, I had it over in pictures, and I did the what did I do? I did Slackware. I did Slackware. So over here I did a Slackware install JPEG, and we'll say open. So I'm doing the Slackware install JPEG. I'm going to do a save. Alternative text is required. Okay. Slackware install. This is also something that didn't exist in the other one. I don't know if we can consider that a flaw with the other one, because presumably this is a mandatory thing. And this is my post. Okay, so basic HTML format. Restricted HTML. Now we're going to go with basic HTML, and I'm going to say save, and let's take a look at it. And there we go. Drupal 8 Cooking with Linux, my first post. If I go back to the main page, there's my first post on the main page. Okay, so that's that one there. Let's go back to my first post here. So there's my first post on let's go back to the home page over here. There's the home page on Backdrop CMS, and there's the home page on Drupal 8. All right, there we go. That's the difference between those two. Let's go. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Nice to have you. I see you in the chat. Let's continue. So with the Joomla configuration, we've gone through all this stuff here, and let's say next and see what happens. MySQL, sure. This is probably a fine username, Francois. And host name, localhost, yes, that's right. Password, Francois needs a raise. Database name, CW Linux, and Joomla. And table prefix, we're not going to do anything bizarre here. We're just going to say next. Let me see, install sample data. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's do the blog English sample data. And it seems to be Great Britain that we've got here. No problem, no problem. Main configuration, database. We've got a bunch of pre-installed checks. Everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. Let's click install. All right, this is our Joomla install. Okay, so far we've done Backdrop CMS. We've done Drupal 8. Now we're doing Joomla. Joomla. Joomla, Joomla, Joomla. All right, Joomla is busy doing its thing. Did I already do the... All right, while it's doing its thing there, did I already expand the WordPress stuff? Yeah, I did. Okay, I already expanded the WordPress, so there's no point. There's nothing for me to do here but be patient and have another sip of my wine, okay? Hold on. When you know it, it stops right after. Extra steps, install languages. Now we're good. We're good right now. Please remember to completely remove the installation folder. Okay, all right. That's something I didn't see in any of the other ones. All right, installation folder is successfully removed. And we have the administrator site. Okay, so let's go open administrator, but let's also say open site. So there's an administrator side, and there's a, I remember this. I haven't looked at this in ages, but I remember this. So Francois, let's see what happens. Okay, so don't save. So there's the control panel working on your site. But we also have the welcome to your blog. There's the Joomla cooking with Linux and a sample blog posting, so get a feel for what this is like. So let's go over to the administrator here. And just for fun here, configuration, templates, that would be like a theme, wouldn't it? All right, let's just try that for fun. Templates. Okay, enable Joomla statistics. I don't want to do that right now. Styles, templates. It looks like we've got two. Can I install new ones? How do I install new templates? This is something that is not completely obvious right off the bat. And of course, like I said, I wanted to do these quickly, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time going on there. But congratulations, Joomla is installed. So what happens if I want to edit this post, for instance? Welcome to your blog. Let's click that. Print email. That's not what I want to do. All right, welcome to your blog. How can I edit it? This is something that I don't remember. I haven't done Joomla in years. Do I have to go in here? Is this what I must do? System, content, articles. Oh, there they are. Welcome to your blog. Is that what it is? Welcome to your blog. That's what the article's called. Welcome to your blog. And presumably this is where I edit it. Okay, so you can't edit in place. You have to go to the back to edit. All right. Go ahead, you can't break it. All right, good to know. So let's just go, it was a dark and stormy Joomla. And let me see. Image. All right, insert, edit image. Source. Can I upload the image? Okay, all right. What if I just point to copy image location, and I go over there? It's not as easy as I'd like it to be. Let me see, live JPEG. Okay, all right. Apparently that's one way to do it, but how do I upload an image to this thing? How do I upload an image? How do I upload media? I'll have to figure it out another time. I don't want to spend the whole time figuring that one out. Okay, this was my test. All right. Hey, Smallbox admin, nice to have you there as well. It's okay that you're late to the game. I'm still thrilled to have you out there. Good to see you. All right, save. Let's see what happened there. So if I go and I reload the front page, welcome to your blog. There it is. Okay, so, all right, so far at the moment, the winner is, I hate to put it like this, but it's Backdrop CMS. If you want to put together a simple site, Joomla's got something good going in the sense that it set up. It gave me the opportunity to set up a default site, just to see what it was like and what it looked like. But yeah, all right. Let's take a look at WordPress. Shall we do WordPress? Let's do WordPress. Okay, WordPress.cookingwithlinux.com. This is our last of the 4. All right, let's install. But first, I must have a sip of wine. All right, good. Let's do this. English, United States, sure, why not? Let's go. Database name. It's not WordPress. It's, what did I call it? I think I called it, I call it CW Linux something or other. CW Linux. I think I just called it WP. Francois, my long-suffering underpaid waiter, whose password is I need a raise. Remember, this isn't going to exist later, so you can't use that to hack my system here. Run the installation. All right, Sparky. Did that say Sparky? Site title, WordPress, CWL. All right, I know I could just, all right, I typed it out for everything else, so cooking with Linux. All right, there we go. Username is going to be Francois. Password, you know what? We're going to make the same password as, I know, it's very weak. I know it's weak. I know. Confirm use of weak password. I'm not keeping this around. This is just to make things easy. Discourage search engines from indexing the site. No. All right, WordPress, install. Don't save. I know it's weak. Confirm use of weak password. You must provide, an email address. Where's my email address? There's the email. Huh. Okay. Foolish me, Francois at cookingwithlinux.com. Francois, cookingwithlinux.com. Install. Don't save. All right, we're doing this. We're doing this. WordPress. Make it happen. All right, I'm taking another sip here. How is everybody doing anyway? How are you all? It's good to see you. All right. Log in. Login. WP login. There we go. All right. So Francois. And cheapo, terrible password. We'll say remember me in this case. Okay. Welcome to WordPress. Welcome to WordPress. Visit site. All right. So let's visit the site here. Whoa, that's a little pretentious. Okay, well, I have to admit, in terms of, you know, out and out pretty, this is by far the prettiest one at the beginning. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Customize. Let's customize. Let's do this right away because that's what we did with everything else. Let's customize. Let's see what it takes to install a new theme on here. 27 is the theme. I don't want this theme. I want something else. Installed themes. There are 3 installed themes, 2015, 2016, and WordPress. Hey, let's take a look at this. WordPress.org themes. Well, will you look at this? Will you look at this? This is cool. Look at this. There's a whole bunch of themes that you can just sort of ample construction. Agency X. Yes, I like that idea. Agency X. Because it sounds like, you know, it's a super spy thing. So let's say install and preview. Agency X. Super spy. Super spy. Upgrade to agency. I don't care about Agency Plus. I really don't. Homepage options. You know what? I don't care. I'm just going to go activate and publish. This is just like basic stuff. I'm not doing anything else other than the basics at the moment here. So let's go back here and let's go back to my. Nah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I've published it. I'm done with this. Oh, is this what it looks like? What about the pretty picture? What about the agency pretty picture that was up at the top there? There's no agency pretty picture. Well, let's customize again. This was easy enough. Let's do another one. Change. What do we want here? WordPress.org themes. I like this idea. Of being able to take a look at a whole bunch of things. How about this one here? Queued blog? What is queued? Maybe it's supposed to be cute. I don't know. Queued? Elegant magazine. Luxury stone spa. Everybody loves a spa. Tish. What's all this stuff here? What's all these lines here? Install and preview. Why not? Let's go to this one. Activate and publish. Oh, okay. So maybe the the background, the header image. Oh, I see. There's no header image set. Add new image. Select file. Recent. I know that we had Slackware. Where's Slackware? Slackware install. There's Slackware install. That's going to be my select and crop. There we go. Installing package. That's crop image. That's my background. Let me see. Publish. Let's go with publish. That's the end of it. WordPress cooking with Linux. Just another WordPress site. Published. All right. Let's go back to WordPress with Linux. Oh, sorry. Visit site. Let's go to the main site. There we go. And I've just got a default welcome. Let's click edit. And we'll just heading 1. Okay. Let me see. I don't want welcome. Let me see. I'm going to do what I did with the other ones as well. Okay. It was a dark and stormy WordPress. All right, and I'm just going to publish that. So I'm going to say update, and what if I go back to my site here? Is that all it takes? Yep, that's all it takes to do that. Let me see, dashboard, updates. Let's click updates. And if you need to reinstall version 4.95, you can do so here. Let's see what happens if we do this. Reinstall now. What happens if we reinstall now? So updating is just a matter of clicking something over here, which is kind of nice. I know this because I did this with the remake of my official Cooking with Linux site, which is this one over here. With that one here, I redid it to I redid it with WordPress. I took it off of Drupal 8 after it broke it countless times. And wouldn't see, I'm upset at you, Drupal 8. I loved you for years. I mean, I ran nothing but Drupal for years, but I'm still upset at the moment. We've had a falling out. You're going to need to make it up to me in some way if we're going to keep this going here. So there we go. So there's Drupal 8 Cooking with Linux, and you saw the installation for that one. Backdrop, I think, wins in terms of simplicity as far as installing when it's compared to Drupal, and frankly, to be perfectly honest, compared to Joomla. If I had to pick between Drupal 8 and Joomla, I would probably go with Backdrop CMS. It's kind of my clear winner at the moment for that. I really do wish that the themes for install new themes, which is really cool, I wish they did what WordPress is doing. What WordPress is doing over here, which is the idea that I can install new themes, I can add new themes, but they'll actually show me, oh, look at this, they're even sorted by popular themes, and oh, this is actually really cool. This is something, okay, Drupal 8, Backdrop CMS, and you all want to do this. You all want to do this. This is cool. This is worth doing. You want to do this. This is a great idea. Okay, so so honestly, I'd have to say at this moment, I haven't done any updates to speak of, except for the fact that I think that Backdrop did a great job of alerting me that there was something that needed to be taken care of, which Drupal didn't. On the page, I actually had to go into reports to find out that there was something that needed to be done. So Backdrop wins on that. Backdrop seems to win on simplicity. I don't like this. I don't like the way that I still don't like the way that Joomla does this stuff. I remember this from way back when. It's not doing it for me. I'm sorry, Joomla, you're not doing it for me. But WordPress, honestly, so somewhere between WordPress and Backdrop CMS. If I were creating a simple site for a company, I don't deny the fact that if you want something super complex, there are special things that you need to do that maybe you want to go the Drupal 8 or Joomla route. But if it's, if you're trying to create a simple site or a blog or something like that, I think I would honestly go with either Backdrop, CMS, or Cooking with Linux at this point. I'm relatively impressed with the way both of them do it. And honestly, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I've gone a little longer than I usually do at one of these lunchtime things, but oh, what the heck? Let's transition back over here just so that I can give the appropriate toast. Let me see here. I can give the appropriate toast. I should actually limit this thing here. There we go. Okay, so the appropriate toast. So this is to Linux Journal. Thank you very much for supporting Cooking with Linux Without a Net, and thanks to absolutely everyone who is online and watching at the moment. I'm watching you. I'm looking over at you guys right now. Here's to you. And since Linux Journal is our sponsor and helping us out here, I do want you to go over to linuxjournal.com. Make sure you subscribe to Linux Journal, all right? Get a subscription to Linux Journal. Become a patron. Support them that way, all right? And you can check my stuff out at marcelgagne.com, where I talk about, whatever happens to, amuse me. Or you can just go to cookingwithlinux.com if you want the things that are just, Linux and free software related. That would be the place where you do that sort of thing. And you can become a patron and support me if you can. If you can, afford $1, $2, $3, something like that, please support Marcel, my habits, as I like to put it. Support my habits. And of course, you should also go to cookingwithlinux.com. Sorry, not cookingwithlinux.com, but yes, you should go to cookingwithlinux.com, but you should also go to youtube.com/freethinkeratlarge and hit the subscribe button that's there as well. And later on today, if you weren't watching live, the video will be available for people to check out later on. And remember, on Tuesdays, we do this live every Tuesday, and that means that, sometimes things go wrong. So, you have to accept that you're looking at an imperfect thing that hasn't been edited in the way that I might, something that I've had lots of time to play with, all right? All right? And if there's something that you'd like me to cover for next week, please do let me know. By all means, let me know. Give me a topic, send me an email, drop me a note, leave a comment, something like that. Smallbox admin. I got your comment. I got your suggestion. And yes, we will do that. But this week I wanted to do something different. But yes, we'll take your suggestion as well. So there you go. And like I said, leave comments, share widely, tell the world, tell all your friends, neighbors, friends, family, enemies, your dog, your cat, your hamster, whatever. That's it. Like, subscribe, and cheers. À votre santé et bon appétit. And this is the part where I go down and I click the button that says stop streaming. See the button down there? See the button down there? It says stop streaming. Yeah, that's the part I'm going to do. So goodbye, and thanks for being here.